Hey everybody, thanks for joining in. I am Robert C. Stern with The Social Leader, and this week we're actually doing two of these conversations. Today is a really special one. I am so excited because I'll be honest with you, I did not hear of this amazing person till about 2 weeks ago. And I did my little research and I studied everything she was doing, and I was like, wow, where have I been hiding? So I want to introduce everybody. I want to make sure I say it right. It's Angel. Is it Balichowski?
It is. Yeah, just as it's spelled.
I did it on the first time.
Yeah, it looks harder than it is. That's for sure. Yes, I went from the last name Chandler to my maiden name was Chandler, so it was a mouthful for me as well.
So Chandler, like the show Friends.
That's right. Exactly. That's it.
So Angel, just to give everybody a little idea, we are live, so if people want to ask questions throughout, we'll definitely try to get to them. We're going to talk a little bit about network marketing. We're going to talk obviously a lot about social media and how it can be used. We'll go over some do's and don'ts and give you guys some ideas. So, and just a little history about you. Where'd you come from, start, and all this fun stuff?
Well, prior to kids, I was a full-time paralegal. Loved what I did, but very busy work. I was real estate and worked, long hours for good money. And then I had my daughter. She's now 9. And I knew I wanted to stay home with my kids. It was a conversation I had with my husband, and we knew that I wanted to be home with them. But about 2.5 years into being home with her, finances did not allow me to stay home. So I went back to working for the law firm in the evening. It worked out really great. I never had to put her in daycare. And then I had my son, and same thing. I wanted to stay home. And that's when he was 6 months old, I was introduced to the home business industry, network marketing. And it's just been an amazing ride ever since then. Definitely didn't create success right away, but never gave up on it. And that's why I'm here today and just loving it and just a big advocate for the industry.
So when you were first introduced to it, what was your gut reaction?
I'm one of those crazy people that recruited myself because a good friend of mine from a different city had sent me an email about her products, and she knew I was into health and wellness. And I just said, Christy, do you think I could sell this stuff in Winnipeg? And she answered me back. She's like, well, actually, just go to my site. And that's when I realized what it was. And my gut instinct was not good, like most people, because I had been prospected years before that by a gentleman who was ruthless and sent me a video about triangles and little diagrams that I did not understand. I didn't even know what he was selling. So that was my first exposure to network marketing. So that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the crazy man that sends videos. That's who I'm going to be in order to share these products. But I spent honestly about 7 nights straight. Like after the kids would go to sleep, I would research the company and the industry. And I discovered that I resonated with so many people in the industry that I was seeing having success. And I realized that the people in the company that I was researching were actually really cool people. And they weren't old men hassling people. It was people creating lifestyles for their families and just living these big lives and doing these big things, and these philanthropists. And I was like, oh my gosh, I found it. This is it for me. And I dove all in.
That's great. Now, have you done more than one of the different MLMs? Because I do know some people that are involved with like 2 or 3 at the same time.
Oh yes, I think a lot of people do that. You kind of think that, oh, well, if I do one and it's not working, well, I'll just add another one in, and then I'll just add another one in, or I'll jump over here. And I started with the one we were having that conversation before we started here, the one that got investigated. So I started with that one. I'd already moved on from it quite long before that, but I went into another health and wellness, and then I went into one that, I've been in probably, this is my 5th one now. But yeah, I realized when I was doing more than one at a time, you've got to focus. You've got to have a focus on what you're doing. Create success in one place, and then if you can add something in to complement that, great. But you've got to create that success first, because adding in more work isn't going to create success for you.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people even think of the aspect of, well, if they don't want this product, I can give them this product. So their mind is going, and it is true because now you're spreading yourself too thin.
It's
And
so true.
you know, here's a jewelry piece, and here's a health thing, and
I
oh,
know.
by the way, take this link and you can get paper towels. You know,
So
it's
true. So true. I know I do branding for people as well. And so when they're building their brand, they want to put it all in. And I'm just like, you've got to speak to your target market. You've got to figure out who your market is and have something to offer them and do that consistently, right? Instead of, well, if you don't like this, what else do I have in my luggage that I can give to you? People are just, they get turned off by that for sure.
Oh, definitely. So what was your biggest, it's a good word, threat in your mind when you were doing these? Like, everybody's got the golden ticket in their idea going, oh my God, this is going to be great. I'm going to be able to stay home. I don't have to go to work. I'll work for myself, blah, blah. And then when they start, that reality kind of comes in a little quick, that it's really not as easy as people think.
No. And I think that for me was immediate because I got rejected by everybody that I shared with in the beginning because I honestly thought everybody was going to see it my way. And I thought they were going to love the products. And when both things got rejected, I was hurt and I retreated. And it really makes you start to question your relationships. And so I had to get over that it wasn't me at all. It was just, they weren't interested. And then my biggest mindset obstacle became allowing myself to be myself around others and to be okay with the fact that so-and-so might not like what I'm doing. They may not agree with it. They may not understand it even, but that's okay. I can still be myself in every situation, in every conversation. So that was my biggest growth throughout the last few years.
Something you just said, and I do it when I speak on stage and when I do my private coaching and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter if it's in person or if it's online. And you just said it, and I just want to reiterate it for everybody, for the replay and for the watching and everything, about being yourself. Not every single person is going to buy from you, believe in you, support you mentally, any of that stuff. And that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah,
it just means that they don't have those same feelings about something. Just like, and the prime example, and I'm going to use a very basic one. There are people that like Pepsi and will never drink Coke. And there are people that like Coke and that will never drink Pepsi. Oh, wait. And then there are people that won't drink either.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a good example, actually.
So true. It is so true. And if you think of it that way, it makes it easier, right? Easier to accept yourself.
I mean, if you have that golden ticket that every single person's going to love you, buy from you, and everything else, there wouldn't be competition.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
So when you started on, okay, let's talk. You're on your 5th one now, you said?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The first 4, are any of them still existing? We're working with you.
Sorry, are they still existing?
Are you still working with any of the first 4?
Oh, no, they're all gone. I've just got one.
What about, why is this one, in your mind, working so much better than the other 4 didn't?
I needed all my bases covered, and I realized with other ones, I would maybe love the product and not have a clue how to make money, or it was really, really hard. Other ones in the product, I liked the team. I wanted to work with the people on the team. I saw them as my mentors and I wanted to work with them. Didn't understand the product at all, wasn't using it. How can you sell something you don't even use? Other ones, things here and there. There was always a missing piece. And with this one that I'm in now, it finally came full circle. I think throughout the years, you end up knowing what you're looking for. And when you find that perfect, and it doesn't always come around, but I mean, when you find that perfect one for you and you just know it, I'm a big gut follower. I know, I know that when I'm saying that it's right, that I go with it and I figure it out. But my mentors are amazing on this team. We've got a family atmosphere. I love the products. I love the compensation plan. I love corporate. So it's just everything. There is nothing, I don't know, probably other people in MLMs will understand. Sometimes when you're in an MLM, there's always just one thing that you're not that comfortable with and you just don't talk about it. And when people ask you about it, you just kind of avoid it because there's something that makes you uncomfortable. And right now, there's nothing that makes me uncomfortable. And that's what I love. So it's like you're proud to share something, right? And when you're proud and confident and you can actually show people how to make money, because that's the biggest thing for me. I truly am someone who cares about other people's success. Like, that's just who I am inside. I've got, big plans for people, big plans for things I want to do. But when I can actually go and show somebody how to do something, and if they take the action, they're going to get a result, that's huge for me. And so that's what I looked for.
Now, with the one that you're with now, is it more online type of marketing, or is it more traditional house party, or is it both, or is it a mixture of things? I mean, what?
You know what? It is a total mixture because I'm personally an online marketer. Like before I went into this company, I was doing the internet marketing thing as well. That was kind of that was my main source of income because my MLMs were never that main source of income. But so I'm more of an online marketer. So that's what I show my team, the strategies. And that's how I built my business. But I've got a lot of people on my team that love the home parties. And so I went from being, well, you don't even have to do home parties, to being more, let's find out what you actually like to do and let's work there and let's get you success there, right? Because it's one that you can do both ways. And so I want people to do it however they want to do it. And if they want to have home parties, then I'm there with them. It's opened my eyes to the traditional side of things because I've been online, so it's kind of cool to be able to do it both ways.
Because I think a lot of people forget sometimes you need that personal touch.
Yes.
And online, you don't have there are people online that I literally will call my best friend.
Yeah, me too.
Because all I have to do is go online and they're there for me.
Yeah, that's so true. You just message and they're there.
But it's interesting when I finally get to physically meet them, it brings it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
It's not a handshake at that point, it's a hug.
Yes, no kidding. Exactly.
So
yeah, and you need that definitely in relationships.
So what would you say now? Let's say, okay, the person out there finds a home business, MLM, affiliated marketing, whichever word phrase we want to use for whatever they're doing. They find the one that they're passionate about, which I agree with you. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You have to believe in the product. At that point, where do you feel under social media it kind of falls into place? I mean, what should they be doing? Let's start with what should they be doing first, because there's a lot of don'ts, and I'm sure you know also. So what in your mind should they be doing on social media?
I know that they, first of all, need to be consistent. They need to know who their target market is, and they need to find out how to actually find those people online. Because just posting your link all over the place and thinking that everybody who's on your timeline is going to buy from you because they know you or whichever, it's just a lot of wasted time. So figuring out exactly who you're speaking to and going out and finding them. And my social media strategy is a lot different than what you'll see because I still make it that personal relationship. So anytime I get interest on social media, it's let's get on the phone. When can we talk on the phone? And if I have somebody who doesn't want to get on the phone with me, they're not right for my team because we're not even going to build a relationship. How can I coach somebody who doesn't even want to talk to me, And so a lot of times if people don't say, that's how I do my business. That's, I want to get to know you. I want to know if you're a fit. So right now you're not. And if you do change your mind, get a hold of me. But it is that you have to have conversations, pique their interest, and get them on the phone.
Now, you made a point before where, people post about their products or whatever they're doing, mm-hmm. and they don't get engagement, and they get frustrated. So what is a mindset that you see needs to be done differently? Because a lot of people do this. And it's not just in the home-based MLM networking area. This is realtors do this, businesses do this, and they don't get the engagement, and then they go, oh, it doesn't work.
So true. And you know, it's funny because I help businesses with their fan pages as well. So it's true. It's not just the home business industry. It is all businesses. And they think that, you know, an ad, this is what we have on sale now. Come and get this. Doors open at this time is going to get people there. But Facebook especially, I mean, people aren't coming to Facebook to buy. They're coming to Facebook to have interaction, social interaction, to see stuff. They want to see you. So the more that you're you and the more that you show your lifestyle and the more that if you have a product that's doing awesome things, show yourself using it, show testimonials, share things about other people. That's what piques people's interest because that's attraction marketing, right? They start to look at you and they're like, well, that looks like she has a pretty cool life. I wonder what she does. And that's when they start to research you. And there's been so many people that I've never known that are like, I found you online, I saw what you're doing and I want to know more. And that's because I share myself. And yeah, sometimes I post about my company, but I post things that are awesome. You know, I post congratulations to the team, those kind of things, you know, celebrating other people, celebrating results people are having. But if you're running your business online, people want to see you. And I think one of the best modelers of that is Sandy Krakowski. I follow her, what she does in business, because she is herself online. She's got this massive business, but she shares her lifestyle pictures. She shares pictures about her dog. She shares pictures about going to see her grandkids. You know, that's what people want to see. They want to see the person. They don't want to see a picture of your products or your sales or your 99 deals all over the place.
Yeah, because if you're just posting about your business and somebody's not interested in the business at that time or ever, it doesn't matter which one, they kind of tune you out.
Yes.
And
yeah.
How much of a believer are you, because you mentioned you're helping a few people with their brand pages and everything, with all the changes in Facebook? Even this year, you knew this conversation was going to come up.
Yeah, I know.
Little tricks and praise and stuff, but I'm just curious with you too, because I'll talk about mine too. But
yeah,
Facebook's changing the game again.
I know, and all I'm saying to my team right now, as we kind of figure it out and wade the waters and figure out all this, you know, how to make it really work again. When I go on my phone, all I see are Facebook Live videos. People that I didn't even know I was friends with are showing up at the top of my feed. So I'm just saying, get your videos on, guys. Like, do your Facebook Live. That's what they're favoring. That's all I'm seeing. I'm watching people's Facebook Live. I don't even know who they are, but they're right there and they're doing a video and it looks cool, so I'm watching it, right? So it's obvious, clear, they're favoring their videos.
Oh, definitely. Video, and the thing is, video is now good for a few things. Video, first of all, just does what you just said, because you know I'm live streaming now for about 1.5 years. I was on Periscope day one. You know, I was a big. I found it, went on that day, and went, oh my God, this is going to change everything in the world. Yeah. And that was Periscope. So
right.
So what I think people, and we'll talk about fears and don'ts in a few minutes now, because a lot of people are afraid of Facebook Live. They're afraid to be on camera. And there are ways around those types of things, which are great also. But there's also the situation of Facebook, you said it, in 100% agreement. They are pushing Facebook Live. So you are now getting alerts from fan pages and from friends that you didn't even remember that you were a friend with because they weren't engaging with you in the first place. And now you're seeing their stuff and it's like, whoa. Like I've been doing a lot of Facebook Lives. I'm sure you've been getting some notifications. I had one last night at 8 o'clock last night. It's gotten over 300 views in the first couple hours.
Wow.
And I was doing the 4 basic things about social media that you need to be doing. And it was just unbelievable. And that was on my personal page. And then I do them in my closed subscription groups. I do them in my events, which I want to talk to you about in a minute, because I have a few people I'm working with in this industry, and we're trying something out, and it's starting to work really well, and I wanted to throw it out towards you.
Awesome.
But it has to do with Facebook Live. And a lot of people have their business pages, and one little tip I want to give now, I don't know if, I'm sure you know about it, but when people are on their desktop, and they go to a Facebook page that they already liked, they need to hover their mouse over the like button again. And they need, now more so because the algorithm has changed, when you hover your mouse over the like button, a little box shows up. And it says in the box to check off certain things. The default is the normal way Facebook works. If you check off the box that says you want to see these notifications first, that means every single time something is posted on that page, they are alerted. Which now your organic starts to build.
Right.
But the problem is now if you have 2,000 people on your page, how do you tell those 2,000 people to do that? Because you can't just post it on the page because they won't see it.
They can see it. Exactly. I know. It's that fun time.
Individually send a quick message to them.
Yeah.
So, but with Facebook Live, what it's doing is, if you're doing it on your business page, it's bringing people back to your page. And hopefully that'll start to get their engagement and everything else back on it. But one of the things I have a few MLM people doing, they work with skin features and things like that. They have their business page, and now we're setting up event pages. And the event is, instead of going to somebody's home and bringing the product and doing a facial there or doing all that stuff there, we're going to do it live on Facebook.
Nice.
And we set up an event. You send out to your list. You send out to your Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, to Instagram, to everybody, the time, the date. Maybe even if you're smart, I would guess, kind of like I do with these now, you have them sign up for it. It's free, but have them sign up so they can get in. So that this way there's an email list for afterwards so that you can follow up. But what happens is that you are having a special event. You don't have to leave your house. Let's say you're doing a facial. You can have a friend come over and do the facial on them live on Facebook, explaining all the details, answering live questions. Oh, and by the way, if you have a team member, they can be in the Facebook watching it and putting the links up for this where to go to get certain products and stuff like that.
It's like a home shopping channel live.
What do you think?
I love it. I think it's great.
I think somebody's integrating.
I think it's awesome. It's awesome because we do those too.
It's another way to reach out to people. But you know what I find the most, and we talked about it before, and to get your intake on it, what do you feel when people are posting, and let me rephrase that. Do you feel when people are posting about their business and their products, should they be talking more about why it's needed or the how and what it is?
No, the why. People want to know the benefit they're going to get out of your product. It's always about what people are going to get. What is their result going to be? What are their pain points right now? So if you have a skincare line, what are people experiencing? Saggy skin, fine lines, dark spots, those kind of things. What are people's pain points? And that's what you talk about, your personal experience, your team's experience, testimonials that are coming in, why this product is a standout, remarkable, unique thing that they want to be using. And you don't even do the sale. You just pique that curiosity so that people are saying, well, I want to know what this is. It's not even about dropping your link. It's about hitting their pain and giving them the benefit of what your product's going to do.
It's true. And now this is Facebook. So I'm curious, which is your, I want to use the word preference because I don't like using the word preference of social media, because your preference of your social media should determine on where your target is. Where people think, oh, I will just go and use this because I like it. Well, if your target's not there, you're not going to get business.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Which do you find the best for what you're doing? Now, your MLM could be different than others, so, but I'm just curious in your mind.
Well, I've always been about branding myself. So that way, I mean, Facebook ads work amazingly for me to find my target market and to get in front of them. And to, even if they don't buy anything, to at least get them on my list, because I'm a list builder. But MLM wise, like building my team, my best method has been Twitter. I've recruited a lot of my team through Twitter, and it's been through direct messaging, not even so much tweeting. It's been through finding my target market, following them. Of course, you have the automated message, but I mean, everybody has an automated message. I just have one that's a little bit different. And if people like it or they don't, that's fine with me, because if my message gets to somebody that likes my message, that's my exact target market, we get in a conversation and they join the team. And it's happened over and over again. So I love Twitter. I love, love, love Twitter, because you can get so targeted with Twitter. You know, you can see who's following the people that are influencers in the industry. Well, who do you follow? All those people, you know, and send them your message. So it works wonderfully.
And it's funny because before, obviously, I became this company, where I started this company 5 years ago, I was in real estate before this. So
Oh, awesome.
I was a realtor for 11 years. So, I mean, I kind of knew, you know, get out there and hustle, but outside. It's not just, I mean, obviously I built a lot of my business on social media like you did, but I'm curious, which do you find in your personal business, you personal, not just your whole team, building your team is one part of it, and sales obviously is another. Percentage-wise, what do you see social media helping with? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Is, you know, how do you see it?
Percentage-wise, sorry, it broke up a bit there. Percentage-wise,
Percentage-wise, meaning there's two sides to our networking business. There's building a team, recruiting, and there's sales of product.
Right.
So on social media, your personal side of it, you still sell product because you don't stop selling product. Is it 50-50 you find, building team versus that? Or are you at the point that it's more building your team because you've obviously grown and you're building a stronger team versus then focusing on product sales?
Yeah, I'm probably about 75% recruiting, 25% products. I do, you know, strongly believe in the fact that you want to be 50-50. At this point with my team, we're at the beginning of our growth, so I do tend to focus more on that. But no, that's probably where I'm at right now, just because of our situation. Otherwise, I mean, you can even with Instagram find people for your products, because you can see people exactly what they're posting, what their lifestyle is all about, and go and approach them and just share with them what you have. Ask them if they're open to taking a look at your products, and share a couple of reasons why they're great, some testimonials, and get some great customers there. So yeah, that's about my ratio right now. I expect in the next couple of years it will balance out more as I'm, you know, steadying the growth.
And Instagram's another whole type situation. You know, I follow a lot of the hashtags of the different MLMs and network marketing. And when I post, if it's towards realtors, I do hashtag to that. But when I post for network marketing information, I post towards those hashtags. And it's interesting, I'll pull the hashtags up, and you know what I'm finding is missing on Instagram on 99% of MLM people?
What's that?
Video.
Yeah.
You can do up to a minute video.
True. That's so true. It's always in your mind, you're thinking pictures, you're not thinking video over there.
And video's huge right now. And
Yeah.
to go on for 40 seconds just to say, hey, by the way, I just got in the new products, blah, 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 blah. If you want, order at the link that's on the bio, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or you could go on and explain in under 1 minute why that product works. Or a testimonial of one of your personal customers. Like,
yeah.
With them. Why do you know, we have a minute. I wanted you to introduce to Angel. She's been using this product now for 6 months. Angel, why do you like it so much? She bangs out a 30, 45-second answer. Thanks a lot for talking with us. If you want more information, go to the link. How powerful would that be?
Hugely, definitely. Those are the things people want to see.
And I just don't see anybody doing it on Instagram.
Right.
Or Twitter.
Yeah.
You could do now, they upped it. I don't know if you heard, Twitter's now, video is no longer 30 seconds.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
It's now 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Wow.
So we have all these options now on video to do things. And everybody's, okay, Facebook Live, Facebook Live, Facebook Live, Periscope. And then waiting for YouTube Connect, which should be out by the end of this year. And I'm sitting there going, well, what about all the others? And you're on them anyway.
Right. So true. And monopolize on them while they're not the big thing right now.
And Instagram's growing like crazy right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Instagram is. But yeah, doing the videos, like if people aren't focused on the videos, focus on that now.
So what would you say to people watching, they jumped into an MLM, they're struggling with social media. What would be like the first 2 or 3 things as a beginner to market themselves that you would suggest?
As a beginner, I would definitely get some training. You know, I would seek out people. There's tons of free training, you know, and just find somebody that's getting results, that you know is getting results, that it's not just fluffy results that they're pretending that they're successful. Find somebody that's getting results online and find out what they're doing. Even reaching out to those type of people. Like there's a lot of mentors out there where if you reach out to them and say, I love what you're doing, I'd love to know how you did it. Do you have any training out there that I could get a hold of or anything like that? They'd be more than happy to help you out there. Then I would say, like I said before, knowing who your target market is, take 5, 10, 15 minutes and sit down and write out your avatar of your customer or your recruit. Write out exactly who you want to be working with or selling to, and know their hobbies, know where they're shopping, know what they're talking about, where they're hanging out, what their problems are, all of those kind of things. Have that exact person sitting in front of you all the time written out, so that when you're on social media, that's the people that you're talking to. And then think about who you buy from and why you buy. Generally, it's an emotional pull. Generally, you're not buying from the people who are posting things on Facebook. So if you're not buying from those people, what makes you think people are going to buy from you like that? Just remember that, not to confuse it, not to all of a sudden we become these salesy people and we don't know what to say and how to speak. Well, just be yourself, you know, just share what's going on, be yourself, and share the products and share the testimonials, and just switch it from salesy. If you're doing something that you would not purchase from, if you're like, oh, if I put this post up and I saw it on somebody else's wall, would this interest me? And if the answer is no, then don't put it on your wall, because it's not going to interest anybody else either. So really just understanding language of selling more, where it's a relationship, emotional thing. People buy from people they trust. People join the person before the business. So be somebody that people want to join, and talk to the market that you want to have around you the most.
Yeah, I would add one thing to it. Be vulnerable.
Yeah, totally.
Show that you're vulnerable. Show your side, that you're not just all about business, that you're not, and guess what? I'm new too. I have this, you know, maybe you want to hear more about it. Here's a little sample or this or whatever. And if you're interested, I'd love for you to talk to my mentor, because she's actually helping me too. Or he, or whatever. Show them vulnerability, because I don't feel people, you know, I hate the word authentic. I'm getting sick of it, actually, because everybody's using that word, you know, got to be authentic. Yeah. But be vulnerable to the point of showing that, you know, if you don't have the answer, I'll get it.
Yeah.
And I think that shows more of a personal side. Be human.
Absolutely, totally. You have to be, because if you pretend, people see right through it. And if you keep talking and you make up stuff, people are going to find out and see right through it. And you know, people just tend to think that they need to have all the answers and they need to look so smart. And you know, yeah, totally. People just want the honest you, and they appreciate honesty. You know, they appreciate it. And I'm always upfront about the fact that it's a network marketing company, that I start off my conversations with that. I want you to know this is network marketing. You know, is that something you're open to? If not, then we don't even really need to have a conversation. And I've had people that say, no, it's not something I'm open to. So thank you very much for being honest with me, instead of that awkward, I would never do an MLM kind of conversation that I used to have when it came out at the end. Oh, by the way, you know, so even that, yeah, people just want honesty.
Definitely. I mean, now, what's your feeling on the advertising on social media? I mean, I know you do Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned, I actually got a blog coming out. I'll send it to you right before it hits. This way, if you want to share it with your team or not. We did a little study. And we found out that when you do ads, your organic reach gets higher.
Mm.
Even if you do a small amount, even if you do a small amount of ads,
yeah,
it actually goes higher, because what happens is you get people that see your ad, and maybe it's going back to your business page or whatever, and then they share it or they like it. Well, that means the organic situation of their friends now see it and get onto it. And all this, because when you go back into your insights, you see, oh, this is the paid reach, this is the organic. And it's really interesting to see that when you pay a little bit, whether it's $20 a day or if you're really into $100 a day or whatever else, your organic shoots up also.
Yeah.
You're almost paying to get extra, but we'll give you organic as a bonus.
So true. And if you have a post where you're encouraging a comment or you're encouraging activity, and people like, yeah, if people see their friends commenting on something and it's something that they could be interested in too, because chances are your target market's friends are your market as well, you're getting massive results. And something that I do, even if I'm doing, like, say one day I want to spend $50, what I'll do in the morning is I will actually put that I want to spend 90, and I'll only run that ad for the morning, and I'll still only spend $50. I'll stop it by the time it's hit 50. But because Facebook thinks I'm going to spend 90, they show it to a whole lot more people. And I've just found that to be just a better way to do it. And it's worked really well for me. And yeah, that organic reach, like that activity on that post first thing in the morning is huge. And the momentum just keeps going with it. And then you stop your ad spend, but there's still activity on your post because it's still reaching all those people that are seeing that their friends had commented or liked or anything with it. So you end up getting the results for the day with just a chunk of spending in the morning.
Yeah, and there's a little hack, by the way. I don't know if you know about it. When you put an ad out off of your business page, and let's say it got in front of thousands of people and you ended out with maybe 300, 400 likes. When something is liked on your business page, and you have to have more than 5 likes on the post to do it. You know how on the bottom, just like a regular post, it says this person, this person, this person, and 327 other people liked it?
Yeah.
When you click that 327, it pulls a box up. And when that box shows, it has the list of all the people. Now, 90% of those people do not like your page right now, unless you only did the ad for your page, but if you did it outside of your page. Well, when you see the name across on the right-hand side of the box, it either says that they already like your page, or there's nothing there because they are kind of privatized, or there's an invite button.
Oh my goodness gracious. You're kidding me.
No.
Wow, I did not know that. Guess what I'm doing this afternoon?
Oh, knowing you're going to be doing it for the next 3 days, because depending on your posts.
Oh, shoot. Too bad. Really? Oh, my goodness.
Your old posts that you did that too. And that invite button now invites that person to like your page, even though you may not be friends with them.
Wow, very cool. That's awesome.
You're trying it right now, aren't you?
I'm in my head. I am. If I go off, I'll probably.
I thought maybe you minimize the screen and like.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm doing it. No, if I do that, I'll mess up my internet. So I'll stay on for now.
It's a great little hack.
It doesn't
work that well on the phone. You really got to do it on your regular computer. And I've heard stories they may try to get rid of it a little bit, but as far as I know, they haven't yet. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, I told this to a band I was helping in Utah to get their stuff out, and I told him about it. It was last summer actually, and he goes, No, I'm on the phone with him. He goes, let me see this. So he opens it up, and all he goes is, oh my God. He was up for the next 6.5 hours on Facebook and invited 2,000 new people to his page. You ready for this? Half of them accepted.
No kidding. Very cool.
So in a matter of one day, he added 1,000 people to his page.
Wow, that is awesome. Good results there. That's a massive hack.
Well, think about it though. It's actually a situation now that when you advertise, do a Facebook ad, and I'm not a big believer, I mean, it's personal, everybody's got their own opinion on it, of doing a Facebook ad to promote your page. I would rather promote an article, a blog, a video, or something like this that that I do, or things like that for certain interviews. I'll promote those type of things to get them to come over, but it's about that specific event. But if I get them to like or comment on it, I can then now use that as an advantage to get them back to the page to like it.
Yes, it's like double dipping on your ad spend.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
Imagine you do an ad, you spend $20, you get 300 likes on it and some comments, and then you get to invite those 300 people back to your page.
Right.
And let's say half of them join the page, or even 10%. That's 20. 20 extra people just joined your page, plus you got their ad out in front of everybody.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Perfect. I've got to tell everybody on my team.
You're gonna go test it out right after this.
I am.
I'm gonna get a Facebook message. OMG.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share results with you for sure. It's gonna be awesome. I love it. I love it.
Emergency team meeting tonight.
Exactly. That's right. It's so true. Go out and do this now. I'm just gonna do a live video in our group and be like, guys, go do this. This is what you need to do today. Totally.
So, where do you feel, because I know we're going to wrap up in a little bit, and nobody's asked a question yet, so I know we've had some people in and out. Where do you feel for the future? I'm going to ask you a little futuristic question. Not that we're very good right now, because social media and the future, so the word social media and what the future is expecting from it, I have no clue. But where do you see the network marketing and MLMs and affiliated marketing and all these things with social media going in the future?
Well, as we know, we're going to be going into times where entrepreneurial avenues are going to be sought out a lot more. There's going to be a lot of people looking for opportunities like this and for that additional income and to take control. I think it's always going to be Facebook is going to be the main area that we're going to get the most results. And I think that's because our target market is there. People who are in their 30s to 50s who need this secondary income, who are willing to work it really hard. If you're going after the millennial crowd, I know people who are just going insane on Snapchat with recruiting. It's not me, because it's not my target market, and it's also not something I really enjoy doing that much. So I don't do it. But
come on, you don't want to have
there are people
ears open your mouth with the tongue coming out. I could totally see a picture of you doing that.
I can't see myself picking up and be like, oh, I got to do another snap. But there's people just rocking it, and I love that. But I think for the standard network marketing and for product based and for people really searching for that answer, it's going to be Facebook. And I think mastering Facebook Live, understanding how to boost a post to your target, really understanding how to find your target audience, that's what's going to be the main thing, because Facebook gives you some amazing tools. And if you spend a couple of hours doing your research and finding those micro niche, have amazing results on Facebook. There's just a lot of, I spent my first year when I was with my first company, I thought that I was going to master Facebook ads, and I spent about $2,000 and I got 0 results because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So you've got to know, and you've got to, I think Facebook is still going to be, for quite a few years, going to be the hub for where you're going to find your core people, unless if you take some strategies and take them other player, and just your main group of people is always going to be on Facebook.
Now, what, I mean, you use Facebook mainly because, like you said, your demographics are there or anything.
Mhm.
What other ones do you personally use for the business? I mean, you may do some for your own personal to have fun, but what do you do for business? Is it LinkedIn? I mean, obviously Twitter. I know Twitter is a big one for you.
Yeah, LinkedIn for sure, and YouTube. I love videos. You know, I've had a YouTube channel for quite some time, so I do, do some keyword optimized videos and stuff like that for my business, and not so much lifestyle over there, but for business. And I also use Google Plus for blog posts for ranking, because why not? It's there to use, and they'll favorite if people are in their Gmail, right? So I use that as well. But pretty much, I mean, I'm on every social platform except for Snapchat. I'm on it, but I'm not using it. But, it's just, yeah, those are the main ones that I use. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter are the main ones.
Have you tried Anchor?
What in the world is Anchor?
Wow.
Oh my goodness, I got to learn something new. What is this?
Anchor came out about 5-6 months ago. It's basically kind of like a Snapchat, but no video.
Oh.
It's all talking. You can go on for 5 minutes, 20 minutes. You can do a podcast on it. And
Get out, really?
and people can reply back to you verbally.
Wow. So they call it Anchor because it's like being a news anchor.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Very cool. I'll have to check it out. That's interesting, though.
Something else for you to go check on your plate.
Well, my daughter she wants to get into podcasting and YouTube and everything. And I said, let's find out what's new. Let's get you on a platform that's new if you have things you want to talk about. She's 9, but she loves to talk, and she loves to do like demonstrative videos, and she likes to figure things out. So, she Googled the other day, I guess she was shopping online, and she wanted a shirt, and so I guess she Googled how can kids make money online. So she's decided she wants to do podcasts.
I should have her talk to my 9-year-old because she is now the social media princess.
Hey, really?
Oh God, yeah. First of all, she's all over Musical.ly.
Aw, really? That's awesome.
Last year at camp was called Social Media Day. You had to come as your favorite social media thing. She made me make a shirt of her that had all the icons on: Google Plus, Twitter, Pinch, Periscope, all that stuff. And counselors were asking her which logo was which because they didn't know.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Google Plus. This is like your Gmail account. It's tied to YouTube, which is also this program. And then she goes, and this is the Periscope one. That's live streaming. I'm on it with my dad all the time.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
He knows more about social media than a lot of adults do.
Yes, exactly. They're going to just take it over by storm for sure.
Well, last question before we kind of wrap up a little bit. What do you tell people that don't want to ask for help because they feel they know how to use the platforms? Good question, right?
It is. What I will say to people, because I mean, you come across a lot of people that are very, I don't want to say arrogant, but they think they know it all. I will just say, so how is that working for you? Are you getting results? And it makes them stop and think. And if they're not getting results, sometimes they won't tell you, but it makes them stop and think. But I've had lots of, especially women, say, no, it's not working. My upline told me to do this and it's not working, And then you have that conversation of different strategies, and are they open to learning more and getting some coaching and really understanding how to use that platform. But yeah, I always just kind of put them on the spot and say, what kind of results are you getting? Is this working for you? Are you satisfied with how this is working for you? Yeah,
because I think 90% of the people out there think they could do social media themselves, and I'm not saying they can't, but they should have some type of training. Like you said, if they want to go Google and find the time and go do the training, or they want to hire a social media coach or go to a training session, however it's done. But I think they need to do something instead of just saying, well, I've been on Facebook, I know how to post things. Because I think there's a difference of being on social media and marketing and using social media for business. There's a big line in there.
Yes, there is. There is. And you've got to understand that line. Like, you've got to understand how to effectively use it, or else it is literally a waste of time. You know, so much time is wasted on social media for business purposes that aren't getting results. There's right ways to do it. There's people that are spending a little bit of time getting big results because they took the time to learn. You know, they spent some money to learn. You figure it out, right? Would you rather dump a bunch of money like I did into ad spend, or take that money and then say, I don't know what I'm doing, I better buy a course that's going to show me how, from somebody who's done it? You know, it's big results come from that.
See, now a couple more questions popped up. Sorry. Corporate. They all have corporate. There's the big boys at home at corporate, and then they got the directors, the levels, and everybody's down and out and outside. Corporate now comes out with all these gorgeous graphics, and they're beautiful graphics, and then they distribute it to 400,000 consultants, who all then take those pictures and put them on their Facebook, and put them on their Twitter, and put them on their Instagram. Oh, by the way, they hashtag the corporate name. So now I go to that hashtag, and I always know when corporate releases a new set of crop of pictures, because when I open, you're laughing already, because when I open up the hashtag, I see 30,000 of them in a row.
Exactly, I know.
What is your take on this?
I don't use them personally. I mean, yeah, I'm.
That's a deep question. I'm sorry.
I think, you know, what people don't realize is that, yeah, they're sending it out great. They're so proud of what they do. Good for them. But like you say, like, you just become. I can picture literally one of them in my mind right now from a different company, and I am just blind to it now. Like, if I see it, it's just scrolling by. I'm not reading that. You know, if you see it in so many different places, you just ignore it. Like, you just kind of take that and you put it in the, I'm not looking at that, I'm ignoring that shelf. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think it works. It's great for your culture. It will motivate the team, and it will show how many people are involved, but
the way to
not
use
for buyers.
I found a way to use it for an MLM.
How cool.
There is a new app alert. It's called Quick, Q-U-I-K.
Okay.
It takes photos and videos, and you do it right on your phone, and it puts it together as a video with music background.
Ooh,
now,
very cool.
10 or 12 of these little graphics, slowly coming by one at a time, to some music.
Right.
You can also put text on them, and you can do an opening slide if you want. You make a little picture as an opening to what it is, and a closing, how to get a hold of you and whatever. And now you just turn 10 of these nice pictures. I'm not going to say they're not. They always do nice jobs on the graphics. And it changes it into a whole video of all of them.
Really? That is very cool. That's a good idea.
Your lower third. I'm looking at your lower third, and I think I see a head.
There is a little head there. That's my 3-year-old son. They're emerging from the basement. It's like, it's time. They're like, oh, that must be over soon.
So what are you working on right now that people watching this live, or people that are going to be watching this on the replay, that they should get a hold of you? We talked about that you're helping with branding, you do strategy, you do coaching, you do all these types of things, and obviously recruiting.
How did it go?
Okay, right away.
So what are you up to? How can people get a hold of you? And, you know, what services are you giving people?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do the one-on-one branding. I'm not spending a lot of time on that right now, just because I am very team focused right now, just with our growth and expansion. So I do spend most of my time there, but I am going to be putting together for the fall a women's empowerment series. We did with a small group of women, we did about 12 weeks of just, I've taken a lot of mindset training, and I think that success in this business, in any business, is mindset. You know, it's what goes on in between your ears, it gives you your results. And so we did, we did a 12-week series, and so I'm going to be just expanding on that with a little bit more one-on-one coaching, really helping women to just discover their inner self, be themselves, and allow themselves to shine, because I do feel, whether it's my company, another company, it doesn't matter, that I feel like the direct sales industry is such a huge opportunity for women, a huge opportunity for moms. It's that ability to create something and then to create a legacy and then to do more with yourself in the world that you couldn't even have dreamed of, with either, either just struggling to stay at home or doing your 9 to 5 and resenting having to do that as well. So that's what I'm doing. They can find me. I mean, Facebook is generally the best. I have a blog, it's coffeewithangel.com, but I haven't been blogging a lot since the team's been building. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So those two places, coffeewithangel.com and Facebook, is where the easiest places to get a hold of me and message me.
Sounds great. Well, I'm so glad you came on. I'm so glad we finally met.
Oh, me too. I've been so excited for this, and it's so great to meet you. And I love those opportunities to meet new people and, just have those conversations and get to know you. And I'll be following you and sharing your stuff like crazy.
Oh, no, thank you, thank you. And for everybody who's watching, obviously we'll be doing this weekly. We have people scheduled throughout the summer and the rest of the year. And
Awesome.
in fact, it's funny you mentioned this coming Friday, I have a mindset coach coming on.
Hey, super cool. Right on.
right on target there. So
awesome.
For
I'll have to watch.
For everybody else, I thank you for joining. I thank you for watching. Definitely join the page on the Social Leader on Facebook. We do have subscription groups that we started in different industries that you can learn for social media. But if you have any questions about them, you can always call me. If you want to find out more with Angel, definitely hook up with her. And I thank you guys for coming, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much, Robert. It's my pleasure.